All right, and we are live.
Hit it.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy Earth Mac, the mad scientist.
And it's your boy Thanos Rick, Mr. Snap the Fingers. Half of
And
you
we
motherfuckers go away.
are live.
Hit it.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy Earth
So,
Mac,
the
Thanos Rick, man. This is like our first
And it's your
live
boy
show, man.
Thanos Rick, Mr. Snap the Fingers.
And hey, what's your thoughts, man? We live here, man. What's your thoughts?
I ain't got no thoughts, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving. We have a lot of shit.
No thought. Okay.
We have a lot of shit to talk about. We got trailers, we got wrestling, we got other things. You know, let's get to it.
We got a shit ton of trailers. I mean,
what's the stuff behind you, E? What is this? What is this?
Oh, the display. Okay, you know, King Vegeta right here, obviously. And, you know, RoboCop in the back with Piccolo in the front. And, you know, obviously, rest in peace, Jason David Frank, because I got some Green Ranger stuff, some Laura Dracon, the White Tiger Zord over here, Human Torch right here. You know, obviously, X-Force is, you know, the picture of X-Force in the back. So that's how I'm living, man. That's how I'm living. Got to step your background game up, bro. You got to step it up. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So Thanos Rick, bro. We got a shit ton of trailers over the past week.
We do.
And obviously, let's address the elephant in the room. Like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I seen it, you seen it. What are your thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
You know, the trailer didn't show us a whole lot. Like we got little clips here and there. You know, we had the comedy stuff, the funny stuff, you know, in the beginning where the little girl threw the ball at Drax and Drax threw the ball back, hit the girl in the face. And like that was funny. And then, you know, the typical Guardians. And of course, the biggest thing was Adam Warlock, seeing him, right? Getting a little eeny weeny tiny glimpse of him doing this thing. I mean, I'm not surprised. The movie drops in May. So, of course, throughout the upcoming months, you'll see more and more footage in the trailers, and then you'll get more. So, you know, as you mentioned to me offline, it was a teaser, but not really a teaser. You know, maybe it was the full trailer. I'm not really sure. But, I mean, for what I've seen thus far, I think it's going to be good. Now, this will be the last Guardians, right?
Oh, well, okay. So when we posted on Orange Phoenix Media on Instagram, we actually said, I asked the question, is this the end? Like, is this the end of the Guardians? This might be the end of the current, you know, regime of the Guardians. There may be a new Guardians after this. Because I got a feeling, judging from the trailer, that Peter was crying his eyes out. Like, he was screaming. So, I don't know, somebody must have died, like, right there. So I'm guessing maybe Drax is going to be the one that takes the L, or Rocket takes the L, or multiple. I'm thinking there's going to be some casualties here. And this might be the introduction to the Nova Corps. You know, there might be introduction of Nova, Adam Warlock, like a new set of Guardians. So
well, I don't think
it's out there.
Well, I don't think Dave Bautista, who plays Drax, is returning.
No, he's not returning.
Since James Gunn left to take the gig over at DC, I think he mentioned that he wasn't going to return because of that. I mean, could be a new Guardians, maybe. As you saw in the trailer, Gamora wasn't part of the team, but she is in the movie, but she wasn't. Right. Now, this is new Gamora. Old Gamora died. So new Gamora is new Gamora. You know what I'm saying? So
it's new Gamora.
You know, new timeline, alternate Gamora. So I wonder how the movie's going to address her and Quill's relationship, right? So I don't know. And of course, I mean, we saw Groot in action, you know, with the guns. That was cool. I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't much that we saw. but this is MCU. They're not going to show much anyway.
No.
Just footage here and there, the ship flying throughout, through space, and them, in battle scenes, fighting scenes, again, a little glimpse of Adam Warlock in there. I hope Nova's in this. I doubt that he will be. They may show him maybe in the post-credit scene or maybe in the end. Who knows? And there's a new villain. I don't know if you saw him, E. Do you know who that is?
I have no clue. I have no clue because there was a lot of things going on here.
I thought it was Kang for a second. Was that Kang? No, it's not Kang.
Yeah, it's not Kang. It's not Kang. I got to rewatch it again, like to dissect it, because there was so many things that was going on, because I felt the vibe of this trailer. Like it seems pretty grim. Like there's going to be some casualties. It's like the way Rocket was talking. He was talking like, yeah, this our last hurrah. We're going to go in here guns blazing and we might not make it. You know what I mean? So there's that.
Can the MCU move forward without Guardians?
I think so, yeah.
Will the MCU be okay without Peter Quill and the gang?
I think so. Now, it's gonna be some growing pains. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna have some growing pains because I feel like Guardians is one of the most successful franchises in the MCU, and it came out of nowhere. It kind of blindsided people in a good way. You know what I mean? So if this is it, because obviously James Gunn is going to DC, so he's done. Gunn is done with this. So now you got to get someone to have the same energy type of vibe that James Gunn have, but obviously Batista's not going to be there. So they can move on. I mean, it's Disney. They can move on, but it's going to be some growing pains for sure.
Okay.
For sure. I think there's going to be some growing pains. So, I mean, I'm going to be hurting personally. Now, if you ask me, am I going to receive the new Guardians with open arms? The answer going to be no, because I'm going to just creak open the door a little bit just to look. And you're like, the jury's still out on that.
But who would be new Guardians?
My first two guesses is Nova and Adam Warlock. Those are my first two guesses. The Nova.
I don't know. I think Adam's too big for that. Just his character's too big for Guardians.
I mean,
like
it can be
Nova. Also, Nova's too big for Guardians. Yeah. Those two, I would give them their own separate shows, movies, whatever. I wouldn't put them in Guardians. Like they're too big for that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they decide to do it, okay, but I don't know how I would feel about that. Like that, I think Nova's getting his own thing. Adam, if we're going off the comics now, again, the comics, this isn't the MCU. Going off the comics, Adam Warlock is a very important character.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's bigger than the Guardians, right? So, not too sure about that.
Now, the funny thing about that is, I played the Guardians of the Galaxy video game.
Right.
So, and Adam Warlock is in it, but Adam is so, he's out of touch. That's the best way to say it. He's very much out of touch. But but as the story progresses in the game, you see he kind of ingratiated himself within the culture of the galaxy. It's almost like he's behind the times, and he has a certain way of saying things. So this might be how Adam is introduced. Maybe. I mean, now the guy that's playing Adam, is that the same? That's Homelander from the boys. It looks like him. I want to say that's him.
He was the same guy from Maze Runner.
Ah, okay, yeah.
He's the same guy from We're the Millers.
Okay.
So, it's actually pretty funny. But yeah, it was Homelander. Maybe. I still haven't seen the boys.
So I think
I don't know.
So for the new Guardians, I think it's going to be Gamora, Nebula, Peter, I think didn't Peter's like got an extension or something like that, like Chris Pratt. So I think Peter Quill.
You mean what contract MCU
Yeah,
movies?
contract wise, yeah,
Probably.
yeah. So I think Gamora, Nebula, Quill,
Groot.
Mantis. I don't know. Well,
So
obviously Drax is
Drax,
not gonna be there.
so Drax is the only one.
I think Drax might be the one to take the L, but I think Rocket and Drax is probably the one to take the L because I'm listening. Okay, I listened to Marvel's Wastelands, and Rocket and Quill are the last Guardians left alive. Like something happened. Dr. Doom was doing some ill shit, and that on Earth, but something was going on outside in the galaxy or whatever, and everybody got wiped out except for Rocket and Quill, and they're trying to save, a certain portion of Earth, but they sacrificed themselves. I think Rocket did, if anything. So I think Rocket might be the shock factor we getting. Now, I did see the holiday special, though. Did you see the holiday special for Guardians? Because it dropped. It's actually pretty funny. They got to kidnap Kevin Bacon. I'm just saying. Got to do it for Peter. Merry freaking Christmas.
The MCU, they're not afraid of killing off people. They killed off Tony.
Yeah.
They killed off Black Widow. Who else did they kill off? Tony, Black Widow. Who else?
Gamora, technically.
Well, she's back. Technically.
Yeah. The other one. the other one. Yondu.
Captain America's old now, so he's damn near dead.
Yeah, he's old. He's done. They killed off Yondu.
Yeah. I mean, they killed off a lot of people, so I wouldn't be surprised if they all die except for Peter Quill.
I think Gamora gonna live. I mean, to have her come back, technically, to kill her off in the third movie would be just completely asinine. Like, why would you even do that? Why would you do this to us twice? She's not Vision.
Yeah, but how are they going to proceed with story wise? These are the answers. These are the answers that I don't know, because I think James Gunn leaving, Guardians might be done. Right. So they might transition over to Nova. They may transition over to X-Men's here now. If I'm them, let's see Shi'ar.
Yeah, the Shi'ar Empire.
The
Star Jammers.
Like that'll be a nice substitute for Guardians, Star Jammers, right?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
So MCU, they own the rights now. So I'm like, well, why not? And then that'll be a bigger link between that and the X-Men, but they probably won't do that. But whatever. But since we're going cosmic, hey, why not? It's just a thought to throw out there, right?
Right. I mean, like, speaking of Chris Pratt, Chris Pratt has been pretty busy, man. You seen the Super Mario trailer, obviously.
Yeah, he's making money. He's making big money.
Now, what are your thoughts on Chris Pratt and playing Super Mario?
I don't care. People are causing a commotion. They're throwing a. What is that?
What's that?
You heard that beep noise?
Oh, I'm not sure what that was. That was just me stopping. That was just me stopping something. But go ahead.
Is that Max trying to chime in?
Nah, I don't think it. I don't think
Good.
Max trying
you
to
can't chime in, Max. But anyway, I mean, people are just all up in arms, man, about well, it's not the right voice and it's not him. And I'm like, come on, man. It's not a big deal.
No.
And I think it's gonna be a good movie. I'm sure Chris Pratt killed it, right? So give it a chance, right?
In my opinion, he did.
I'm fine with it. But people are gonna be like, nitpicking, but whatever.
I actually liked it. I liked it. I watched the full trailer, and a lot of people retracted their statement about Chris Pratt playing.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they fucking did.
But see, I think people gripe was that, which I completely understand the gripe, is that voice actors for these video games and anime and cartoon shows are so iconic, it's like it's almost like a no-brainer to hire them to do this actual movie, because that's the voice that we associate with Mario, or we associate with Peach or Luigi or Toad or whatever the case may be. And it's almost like,
hold on, say it again, what you just said, the beginning, the first part.
What's that?
About the iconic voices?
Oh yeah, the iconic voices, yeah. Because it's synonymous with the characters. So it's like that's how the characters come to life, is through the voice actors. So it feels as though I can understand the argument on why Chris Pratt, was hired to be Mario, because of the people that already put the work in for that character. And it seems as though they are being completely overlooked for a live action star that we know, obviously, because we visually see this person.
Who?
So,
who
like
else?
Chris Pratt?
But who could have voiced that role?
Well, the original voice of Mario, the one who always voiced him for Nintendo games, like for Switch and all that stuff. Like, it's me, Mario. Like him.
Did he try out for the role?
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm almost damn positive.
I mean, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, okay, your comment on the iconic. Listen, not everyone can be Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
These guys that set the bar so high, Mark Hamill, not everyone can meet that bar.
Right.
You won't hit it out the park all the time. So let's give it a break. No, It's not the original Mario voice that we all know and love. That's fine. But I don't think it's the end of the world. And Chris Pratt's a funny guy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I don't think we should just criticize and nitpick people who I don't think that's fair, right? And we put pressure on these people to. It's not fair. It's not fair. E. Let it go. I'm sure Chris killed it. Will it do well at the box office? Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
That's another conversation. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it doesn't flop or bomb. But if it I don't know. People are already dissing it before it even comes out. It's the same shit we did with Solo. When Solo came out, oh well, that ain't Han Solo. Don't look like Han Solo. Don't sound like Han Solo. And I'm like, come on, guys, come on. It's not that really. And the movie was great, and I think it made a profit at the box. I'm not sure, but I think it did. So I'm like, we have to stop with these expectations and setting the bar so high. You know what I'm saying? And just enjoy it for what it is, man.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Because on the flip end of it, I can understand the money-making aspect of it, because, Chris Pratt is synonymous with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's how most of us know him, other than Parks and Recreation. So.
And Jurassic
World. Right. So, okay. Yeah, you can say, hey, Chris Pratt is voicing Mario. They're going to bring more eyes to it. They're going to make more money out of it. So I completely understand that aspect of it. You know what I mean? So
you want a big name attached to these movies. Like
right.
Back to our combo with Black Adam. The Rock really sold that movie. If that was anybody else but The Rock, I don't know if it would have been accepted like it was. If The Rock wasn't in it, you still need big names.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I'm still an advocate. A part of me is still an advocate for the voice actors, because I feel like they should get first crack at the characters from being on the big screen, because that's a bigger payday. You know what I mean? Because
I hear you. I agree.
From the experience from hanging with voice actors and having a lot of good friends that are voice actors.
Oh, look at you! Look at you!
I'm just saying.
Well, my friends are.
I'm just saying. Like, they should get first crack.
My friends are voice actors. We went to dinner last night at Nobu, and we were talking about the voice acting, and Jesus Christ. Jesus. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
E, you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy, E.
Okay, so judging from the trailer though, like what is it something that you're excited about with the trailer? I mean, there's a lot of callbacks with that trailer, man. There's a lot of Super Mario 1, the original Donkey Kong game. I didn't expect Donkey Kong to be in it, to be honest.
It definitely has a nostalgic feel to it with the characters involved in the movie. And which, I mean, I'm not surprised. You know, you want to have these characters in the movie because you want to bring, you know, people like us who grew up watching this. You know, they want us to watch it and, you know, feel the feels and all the emotions, seeing people who we grew up with and whatever. And of course, you want to bring in the new crowd, you know. So for me, nothing in particular that has me excited about it. I mean, I think it'll be a good movie, you know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm particularly excited about it because I'm like, damn, man, I still want to get Super Mario Maker 2 for my Switch. And like, I mean, I will. I think that'd probably be a Christmas present to myself if I don't get some shoes or something like that. But
all right.
But Super Mario Maker 2 is legit. It is definitely legit. I mean, obviously, you know the premise of that. You create your own levels and put it online for people to play it. So,
you know what, E, to be honest, I'm surprised Mario lasted this long.
So what? For real?
I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm surprised. You know, Mario was big back in our day, but you know, being that it's 2022, 2023, I'm like, okay, Mario. People still like Mario after all these years. It's surprising to me. That's all. That's all because it's old school, and a lot of things don't last.
I mean, if you really think about it, though, you know, okay, so you got Smash Brothers, you got Mario Kart, you got
all old. These are all old years and years before, E.
Yeah, Mario 64. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, that was 1997. 97, 98. You know what I'm saying? It's 2022. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just surprised that it lasted this long. Like with Sonic, like these old properties are really, you know, I'm surprised, man. I'm surprised.
So, I mean, if you look at the Sonic, I mean, Sonic, I don't think Sonic, and it pains me to say this, I don't think Sonic was as successful longevity-wise as Mario. Look at the games, though. Think about it. And I'm pro Sonic. I'm pro Sonic. You got Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, iconic games, right? So, what's after that? You know what I'm saying?
They made more games for Mario. I agree with you.
Yeah.
They made more games. Sonic, not so much.
Not so much. Like they just dropped Sonic Frontiers, which that looks really legit, which I do want to play that. But you know, and with Mario, you know, it seems like it's more financial and advertising backing with Super Mario, obviously, because it's Nintendo's brainchild. I don't think they're gonna put that much energy in Sonic, even though Sonic is part of Nintendo now.
Yeah, but Sonic is part of a. Remember, Sonic, that was Sega's baby.
Yeah, Sega, of course.
Sega got bought out, so it's like, you know, I'm not surprised by that. Sonic isn't a priority compared to Mario.
That's still,
you know what I'm saying? Like if Sega would have bought out Nintendo, it might have been reversed. You probably would have had more Sonic games. You probably would have had more Sonic movies and all kind of stuff if Sega bought them out. But they got bought out by Nintendo, which is Mario. That's Mario's world. That's Mario's area. So I'm not surprised. I mean, it's business.
Speaking of Mario, that's also on Tubi, by the way. The cartoon, Super Mario World, and Super Mario the cartoon. Tubi got some gems. I'm just saying, Tubi has some gems on there.
Tubi getting this stuff, man? How's Tubi?
And Max on the live, he's checking out the YouTube live channel now. He says you need a job and you don't look like your voice. You know, I guess.
All right, whatever that means, Max. That guy's a loser. Good thing I can't hear him. I can't hear him. Loser.
So we got Super Mario. Now there's another trailer that dropped, and that was Transformers. So listen, hey, I'm gonna let you sound off on that, man, because you sent that to me. Oh, so that's how you feel about it. Sound off, Thanos Rick. Sound off.
It definitely had Beast Wars vibes.
Uh-huh.
And it had old school Transformers 80s vibes, right?
Oh, right.
So I'm like, okay, they're mixing the old and new to make this movie, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I mean, who do we see? Prime, of course. We saw Bumblebee. Now, the Gorilla Transformer. Is that another Prime?
Yep, that's another Prime.
Not Optimus, though.
I think it's Maximal. Because
remember, in Beast Wars, that was Optimus.
That was Optimus, right? Because they crash landed in the jungle and they switched over to animals.
Right.
But
it seems like every animal that was in Beast Wars is in this movie. So I'm like, okay, are we going to see Rat Trap? Hope so. You know what I'm saying? Are we going to see, I mean, it looks good. I mean, the fight scene at the end looked incredible. My man, the
cheetah. That's the one I saw.
The Rhino. What was his name in Beast Wars?
It's not Rawhide, is it? You know what? That's all right.
It's Optimus. It's Cheetor. Rat Trap. My man.
Cheetor.
I can't think of his name.
Rat Trap. Dang on it. I'm trying to think.
But the Rhino's in the movie, right? So
yeah, the Rhino's in the movie. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna actually look it up.
I mean, it looks good. E. I mean, what did you think? I think it's gonna be good.
I mean, when the gorilla showed up on the water, I was like, "Hey, I hate his game on, buddy. It is game on."
I was really thinking Beast Wars. Okay, this is a Beast Wars movie.
So there's Megatron, Optimus Primal, Dinobot, Cheetor, Black Arachnid, Razor, Rhinox. Rhinox. That was his name. Yeah, Rhinox. Scorpionox was my favorite one though.
Yeah,
I'm more partial to Scorpions, but And Max asked, "Where's the damn Voltron movie?" Like, listen, I'm actually waiting on that too to be whole 100.
Did they cut that movie?
I want to say they did. Because I think they're dropping Gundam though. I think they're working on the Gundam movie.
Gundam should come first. You do Gundam, then you drop Voltron.
I'm gonna have to agree with that, considering what Ready Player One did. I mean, you already teased us with the Gundam that's in Ready Player One, right? So like, I mean, you already proved you can actually do this.
Yeah, so hopefully when Gundam drops, we can forget that whole Pacific Rim bullshit that came out with Idris Elba. We can just forget that.
Hey, now, hey.
Get Pacific Rim. Hey. That was a bullshit movie. I don't know why they made it. Just throw it out.
Come on now.
Snap that shit the fuck out of here.
Pacific Rim wasn't that bad.
It was terrible.
It wasn't that bad.
I know Max liked it. But you know what I'm saying? It was.
Max probably hated it. Max probably hated it. I'm probably like the only one within the three that actually say, "Hey, I like this movie. I like Pacific Rim and Pacific Rim Uprising." I mean, it was just a callback to Gaiju and giant robots. So that's what I digged about it. That's all it was. Like, that's what I digged about it. I'm excited about the Look, I'm excited about the movie for Optimus Primal. I mean, you got two primes. I'm guessing that Megatron is definitely the main villain.
You didn't see him though, which was surprising. They didn't show. Matter of fact, they didn't show any Decepticons, did they?
Nah. No, they didn't. I mean, nah. Now that I think about it, it was just shooting at something random.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Pacific Rim, Max, is Pacific Rim. So
I think it's
that
gonna
makes me
be.
wonder. That makes me wonder.
I think it's gonna be some good shit coming. They're
Yeah.
holding them. So
I'll just never forget Transformers movie when Starscream got the crown. And then that man only been in the lead for like a few minutes. Hello, oh my God. But yeah, we might be in for a treat though. Somebody bigger than Megatron.
who?
Was it Unicron? Was it Unicron a villain? I gotta think back because I gotta brush up on my Transformers lore.
Me too. Yeah.
But Megatron is like the villain. Like he's the Joker to Prime Batman. You know what I mean? So, but then again, if you bring in two Primes, like two of them, it's like, all right, who you got that's bigger than Megatron? Like, what's gonna make Megatron look small compared to this villain? But we didn't see the villain, and and like you said, it's gonna be a surprise, obviously.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good.
A surprise.
I'm gonna watch it.
Now the other trailer though, was the new Indiana Jones trailer that dropped. So
hey, God bless the stunt doubles for Harrison Ford, who is 99 years old, right? So thank God for the stunt double. Thank God for the CGI. Because again, Harrison Ford is 99 years old. So they had to do all this up, you know. So, and surprisingly, because I want to say that takes place in the 60s.
Give or take. Yeah.
If I had to just looking at the cars, looking at the buildings, the clothes they were wearing, because Indiana Jones, the original 3 was what, the 40s, right?
Give or take. Like this is like de-aging CGI.
Right. So I would assume the time for this new one is the 60s or the 70s. So, but I mean, it looks good. It's action packed.
Whips don't work anymore, apparently.
Yeah, he tried that, and they had the guns on him, and they shot. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think it's gonna be good. Now, I was afraid that they were gonna scrap that movie because it kept getting delayed, and it was whatever drama. So, but they finished it. I'm surprised they finished it.
Max saying that Harrison Ford is 103. He's 103 now.
Hey,
he's
again,
80.
God bless the stunt double. God bless him.
Whoo,
God
man.
Bless him.
And yo, you take a quick break here. We got Tales from Pangea. Man, if you haven't checked out Tales of Pangea, go to talesofpangea.com. Please go ahead and check that out. And it's actually a independent comic. So go ahead and check it out. talesfrompangea.com. But yeah, so we got Indiana Jones, and I really did like the trailer. I mean, it's a lot of callbacks to like the older movies.
Yeah.
It kind of make you want to go back and watch it. Now, in your opinion, what do you think is the best Indiana Jones movie?
Oh shit. Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull?
I'm lying. No. You know, I really enjoyed Last Crusade.
Really? Okay.
I really enjoyed The Last Crusade. I will watch that one over the other two. Raiders and Temple.
I think Raiders is my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Raiders of the Lost Ark is my favorite.
Okay.
I gotta give it to that. I gotta give him to the Raiders. I mean, Temple is definitely a very close second, but I really did like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Temple was good. My man pulled my man's heart, pulled the heart out the. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Had him in the volcano, the lava. I'm like, okay, Temple was good.
Hey, listen, now I will say now with those type of movies, you got Indiana Jones, you have The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, and I will find myself watching The Mummy first.
Really?
Yeah, I'll find that. I don't know why. I don't know why, but never going to downplay the classics when Indiana Jones. But if you asking me the question, am I going to go see Indiana Jones when it drops? You bet your ass I am.
Yeah.
All day. All
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
All day.
The Mummy's good. The Mummy was good.
Not with Tom Cruise, Brendan Fraser.
I haven't seen the one with Tom Cruise. I was afraid. I was
You should have
afraid.
been. You should have been. You should have.
Just like I'm afraid to see Coming to America 2. I'm afraid.
Hey, I okay.
Movies scare me. Certain movies scare me.
So okay.
You know,
I would tell you this about Coming to America too. It's actually really good because a group of us actually watched it together, and
I heard otherwise. I heard differently.
But they suck.
I heard
they
different.
suck. They suck. Look, I say a group of us actually watch it together, and I can say like 95% of that group actually enjoyed the movie because we had the same concerns that you had. Like, is this going to be the same type of energy? Actually, we really did like the energy of the movie. Like, it was really good. It was a lot of callbacks to like the original movie, and it explained why and how the story unfolded in, part 2. And it really highlighted in a way like African culture. Like there was a lot of dancing. It was a lot of representation of us. And obviously that is like Louis Anderson's last hurrah too. So that's another reason.
Better than the first one?
I can't say that.
All right.
Can't say that.
All right.
It's not better than the first one. The first, you can never turn down the classics. You know what I mean? You can never do that. But it in its own right is really good. It's pretty good.
All right.
I'll go back and see it.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
Now, it's December 1st. Like you already know the Christmas movies is in full effect. Your Die Hards, your Lethal Weapons, your Batman Returns. I got to watch Batman Returns.
Die Hard. It's not a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. Thanos Rick. We done had this debate.
For the last fucking time. Die Hard is not, and I repeat, not a Christmas movie. No Santa, no reindeer, just guns, blood, explosions, curse words. It
was a Santa. It was a Santa hat, and like I have your gun, ho ho ho.
Stop.
In the elevator.
Stop. It's
in
not
the
Santa.
elevator. I'm just saying, bro. All right, for the listeners. All right, there was a show a couple years ago where we had the great debate whether or not Die Hard was a Christmas movie, and I'm gonna tell you right. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And actually, Brittany, I think Brittany was the mediator between us. And if I remember correctly, and I could be 100% wrong, but I do remember vividly, I had a long list on how and why this movie was a Christmas movie. All the nuances a Christmas movie is supposed to have, Die Hard had every single one. It just wasn't your conventional Christmas movie where, you had, kids happy and all this other stuff, but all the nuances, family drama, and then all this other crap. Yeah. Go back and listen to that show, ladies and gentlemen. I got to find it. Just saying. I had the list. I mean, they opened with Christmas Time in Hollis, Queens, man. What?
Stop.
Come on, man. That's how it started. And it ended with a Christmas song. It ended with the Christmas song, man. What was the reason John McClane went to Los Angeles? To see his family for what? For Christmas.
Wow.
Is Daddy coming home for Christmas, Mommy?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Did his daughter ask for that? Did Daddy coming home for Christmas, Mommy? Yeah. You know, Christmas movie. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Can't say Batman Returns is not a Christmas movie because it is. It happened on Christmas. You know when Maxwell Shrek was throwing out, presents and stuff before the penguin kidnapped his ass? Just saying. Just saying, bro.
Are you done? Are you done?
I had to put it out there. But yeah, so now over the past weekend, we had Survivor Series, War Games, Thanos Rick. You seen Survivor Series? I've seen Survivor Series. Like, what's your overall thoughts on Survivor Series?
The women's division is the best thing going for WWE.
That's your thought. Okay.
That's my thought. The women are ruling the land. No diss to the men, the brothers, Bloodline, of course, they did their thing, and your boy Austin Theory, whatever. But the women, women are running WWE. They're running it. Bianca, Becky, Bailey, you name them, they're running it. They're running it.
I would say the Survivor Series was better than the previous ones. It actually had some sort of a story going into it. It wasn't a casual SmackDown versus Raw, even though I kind of sort of, enjoyed that part. Obviously, I think the best SmackDown versus Raw situation was when Randy Orton and Kane, I think Shawn Michaels and everybody else was SmackDown versus Raw. Yeah. That's when the Undertaker came back after Randy Orton won the Survivor Series. That he showed up in that flaming casket. But that's my favorite SmackDown versus Raw moment. Overall, I think the show was good. I will say the most entertaining person on WWE is probably Sami Zayn, to be honest with you. Like, this dude is thoroughly entertaining. Thoroughly entertaining. So, like, what you about to say, Thanos Rick?
No, see, I can't hear you. I lost you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, what were you saying?
No, I was saying like Sami Zayn, like he's like one of the most entertaining guys, if not the most entertaining guy in the WWE right now.
Sammy has definitely come a long way. And
I mean,
surprisingly, he because I think at first it looked kind of strange him being with the Bloodline, but it worked. It worked. It was a gamble, and now you have this thing with him and KO and Usos, and like it's morphed into something. So Sammy, his stock has risen. So we'll see where it goes, man. See where it
goes. Obviously he made them break character on more than one occasion, but Kevin Owens said it on Monday Night Raw. He's like, I don't blame you for doing what you did because I've known to do something like that before. So I can't be 100% mad at you about it. However, I'm just glad that people start to see you for who you really are, talent-wise, even though you were with the Bloodline. People
that was
finally
real.
Appreciate that was a real that was a shoot.
I think that was a real thing. That wasn't no. I think Kevin really meant that.
Yeah, because they're best friends in real life.
Also because I think people are like, because I said the same thing, but I never said Sammy was a trash wrestler. Sammy can wrestle.
Yeah.
But I think all the other stuff overshadows that. So what Kevin said was real. Now, if the people saw it the way I saw it, probably not. But I'm like, Sammy can wrestle his ass off. But it was just the other stuff, these gimmicks and these storylines. It wasn't. He didn't get a shot properly, even in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So I think when Kevin said that was real. And when Kevin said, look, the Bloodline, those guys aren't your blood. They're not your family. That was real. I felt that. I was like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Ooh, KO hit him with they ain't your family, bro. They ain't your blood.
Hey, he hit him hard with it, though. He did hit him hard. I was like,
he hit him. I was like, ooh. And then Jay Uso, hey, at least I got a family. You ain't got no family. I was like, ooh, this is getting spicy. Spicy.
He's like, no matter what you do, they ain't your family.
Not your family.
You ain't blood.
You ain't blood. That was real. I felt that.
That was a realist thing. That was a realist. I was like,
Yeah, I felt that. I felt that. I was like,
because
okay.
that he was spitting facts though. Like that was the straight facts he was spitting. He was like, listen, the Usos, he said it without saying it. They are Samoan, they are Polynesian descent, they are cousins with The Rock. You do not have relations with these individuals.
He wasn't wrong.
And he wasn't wrong. Just to know you're not blood. You didn't grow up with them in Hawaii. You didn't hang out with Rocky Johnson. You didn't hang out with Rikishi. Just know if push comes to shove, they're gonna whoop your ass above anybody else.
But you know, they've hit on that a few times because who was Jay going at in the ring a few nights ago? What was Jay saying? Jay was saying, "You weren't around when my father Rikishi was around." He was just going off on somebody, saying that they weren't around when Rikishi was there or whatever was there, and you didn't grow up with us or whatever. So they've been hitting on this family thing a few times now. And
right.
It's like, okay, it sounds personal. You know what I'm saying? Now we know in real life, it was some real stuff with Rikishi and them, with them growing up. Like I think that's been publicized, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, them adding that family aspect to it, it makes it more personal because people can relate to family and how certain family members are and issues we have with our families and stuff. Like people can relate to that on a personal level. So I think the storyline is great, actually. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, wow, like because Sammy isn't an Uso. He ain't Samoan. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I want to see how far this goes. Because, you know, Kevin, I don't know. Is this a foreshadowing of what's to come?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I'm saying? Will the Usos turn on Sammy? Because, hey, they're not fam. Like, it's a whole bunch of angles that they can go with this, right?
There's several angles they can go with this. Actually, someone brought up a very good point because I heard it on the radio show. And they said, you remember Evolution?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the silent person in Evolution?
Batista.
Who was the person? Say it again.
Batista.
Who is the silent person in the Bloodline?
The other, Jimmy.
No. See, he's so silent you don't even know he in the room.
Oh, you mean the little brother or the
little brother, Solo?
Oh, well, I mean,
think about it. His name is Solo, and he could very well be the Batista. Like, I mean, not now, obviously, but we got another guest. We got Maxwell. Max, you already know what you got to do, Broham.
What's up, you jive turkeys? Rick, let me first say, I picture you being this buff Georgia white dude who just talks shit all the time.
No, I'm still buffer than you. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted, Max.
Right.
I'm still buffer than you.
Like that. But
Max, number one, Mike, how's your cardio? Are you running?
I'm running, man. I've been moving a lot lately too.
I don't want to hear no more stories about you and E in New Orleans and you losing your breath after.
I didn't lose my breath. I don't like all that walking. That's the problem. First of all,
we did pass out a couple of times. We was drunk.
See, Max, bro. Nah.
And
keyword we.
At the time, I was smoking a lot of weed. So my lungs back now.
Max, are you high right now, sir? You look high.
But yo, seriously, is this the Canadian Renaissance in WWE again?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Oh, because of Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Oh. People forget that Kevin is Canadian and his first language is French.
I forgot.
People forget that.
Sammy Canadian too?
Yeah, I think so. I think Sammy's Canadian.
No, Sammy? Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think
so.
Yep, he's Canadian.
Canadian Renaissance.
No, that I didn't know. I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, Canadian ROH Renaissance anyway.
Pretty much. But I think a lot of people missing out on Solo. Then a lot of people not paying attention to Solo because he's the silent one in the background that don't say shit.
So what are you saying? What do you think?
I'm saying that it's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but
they about to kick him out.
They're about to kick who out?
Solo. He about to get kicked out.
I don't think they'll kick the little brother.
No,
he blood.
No,
he
watch
blood.
what happens. This is what's gonna happen. Mark my words. I think this is gonna happen. He's gonna get kicked out, and when they kick him out, The Rock is going to come to his rescue, setting the stage for WrestleMania. Roman versus The Rock.
There's a possibility of that. See, that's the beauty part about it. So I think the interesting thing about it is there's two ways you can actually go about doing it. You know, just what Kevin said, what Rick put up, a very good point, that listen, you're not blood. So when push comes to shove, they're gonna whoop your ass first before anybody else. So you can very well kick him out, and then him and Kevin could go after the Usos for the tag titles, because I'm thinking eventually that's what's going to happen.
First of all, if they don't get them titles to the Street Profits, that means you can throw away your whole tag team division.
Man, they breaking up. The
Street Profits?
Yeah, they ain't gonna last.
I think they were gonna break up until Montez got hurt. Once he got hurt, kind of
Montez is a star because I follow him on Instagram, and Bianca, like he's a star, bro. He's a star.
I think people started paying attention to him after that singles match he had with Roman on SmackDown, like some months ago. That when people really started paying attention. Like, hey,
I think Montez is gonna pull a Shawn Michaels, kick Hurt Around the World, and get my man the fuck out of here. You know what I'm
saying? You got to put the straps on them first before you do that. Don't do it without giving them the straps. Because if you're gonna play it, the Rockers they did have the titles for a second, and then all the
second.
What I'm saying is all the animosity started when they ended up losing the titles.
Right.
But you can't just break them up just to be breaking them up. You got to have something going on to where
they've already won the titles though. They've already won it.
But I mean, like when it was feuding with the Usos, it was like a different vibe. Like the story just felt more authentic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but since Montez got hurt, he's back now. I would say the most underrated tag team is the Alpha Academy.
I'm gonna go Viking Raiders or whatever they being called now.
Yeah, them too.
I think their gimmick makes them not believable as champs because they should have been got a shot. Team is too dominant, but they look like clowns in the ring with their gear and the gimmicks they've been given.
I really do like Alpha Academy though, man. I really do.
I'm surprised you do. I didn't think you would.
I do. I like Alpha Academy, man. I mean, there's a certain wrestler that just reminds me of Kurt Angle, and I feel like they need to let him loose.
Let him loose how though?
Just let him be a singles guy for a minute. But he's doing a good. Chad Gable is doing like very good, like as a tag team.
Wouldn't fly.
But they tried, didn't they? Like Chad was already good.
Yeah.
But I think that was more like Vince, and they put another moniker on him, and it just didn't work. Where we couldn't get next to it, where he just could have been Chad Gable, and that would have been good enough.
Don't do that because he'll end up being another Neville.
Yep.
Nah, I can't say that.
He'll be another Neville.
I can't say that, man, because Neville hold two titles at one time. I mean, that's a non-comparison.
Well, I mean, they're both talented. They both can do stuff in the ring. Like
Chad Gable give me Kurt Angle vibes, man.
But he ain't Kurt Angle. He ain't Kurt Angle.
The difference between him and Kurt Angle is promo skills. And Kurt Angle always had something to hold his hat on. He won the gold. Chad Gable has none of that.
No, well, Chad, I think he did win the tag titles at one point.
No, I think he won a gold medal in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He
Angle's
won
thing. I won the gold with a broken neck.
a broken freaking neck.
Yeah, but Chad can wrestle.
Well, we're not saying go, but I just don't think any character you give him, I don't think is gonna work out as a single.
I mean, yeah, he is a 4-time tag team champion, though.
I was telling somebody the other day, I think Survivor Series might have been the best pay-per-view this year on the WWE side.
You think so?
If not, it's got to be 1A or 1B. Because WrestleMania even that good this year.
Yeah,
WrestleMania was all right.
Like I said, I still think the women are running it. I still believe that the women are keeping it interesting because I'm not gonna lie to you, the bloodline Roman is getting a little stale.
Huh?
It's getting a little stale.
With Sami Zayn?
It's
Sami Zayn.
No. Sammy and E, I'll be honest with you, I think Sammy is holding that ship up. If Sammy's not there, it's stale. It's stale because the bloodline, they're beating everyone. They're winning all the time. So now it's like, okay, we'll wait until The Rock comes back in 6 months? What do we do in between time? What do we do? What do we
be the LeBron to their Golden State Warriors?
See, okay, so a valid point will be 2 points. WWE never ever confirmed that The Rock is actually going to show up. That's all on us. We just,
everyone's talking about it.
Everybody's talking about it.
Talking about this. It ain't just us now. It ain't just us. Everyone's talking about this.
Oh yeah, everybody's talking about it. Even asking The Rock this on Young Rock. You know what I'm saying, on his show. But WWE never just said, "Hey, The Rock's coming back." They're not going to say it. They're not going to be pigeonholed.
They'll surprise you. They'll surprise you.
On the other end, though, I think, to what Max's point is, you need someone, whoever's going to take the title away from Roman, they got to be on the same level of popularity as Roman. And the only person I can think of outside of The Rock is Cody when he comes back. That's the only person on a wrestling standpoint. But to be 100. Go ahead.
What if they sign Nick Aldis?
Nah, he on the same level as Roman. As much as I love Nick Aldis.
Talked about this a couple of weeks ago. He would be a coup. Y'all kept saying it. I wasn't convinced, but
he can be he's not as prolific as Roman, but Cody is. I'll say that. Now,
let me ask y'all a question. You and
that?
Max.
All right.
Say Cody comes back and Cody loses.
I can't see that happening.
Now what do you do with him?
I can't see him losing. I can't see that happening.
No. But if Cody loses, now what?
Oh, you talking about if they would be up shit creek.
Then he either gets the Money in the Bank or he wins the Rumble.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Well, the timeline is off.
No, what I'm saying is Cody comes back, right? Let's say Cody comes back, Royal Rumble. Let's just say, fast forward, Cody, Roman, WrestleMania, and Cody loses.
Well, then well,
you killed your buzz. Of course,
you killed your buzz. Exactly.
What are we doing, fellas? What are we doing?
Nothing.
Because don't be surprised if Cody loses.
Well, I'm not.
But we gotta take the Vinceism out of that, because obviously this is
no. Fuck Vince. Vince is out. No, fuck him. No. Okay. If Cody loses, then what? Who else is left?
He's the only person, and for that fact, I don't think Cody will lose. There's nobody else, unless it's Kevin Owens.
No,
unless it's Kevin Owens. Unless it's KO. But I think KO was set to. I'm assuming that he set to wrestle Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble. I think that's what
Kevin will lose.
I don't think.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn what?
Or Sammy. If it ain't Cody, Sammy got enough pull to be that person to be.
I'm gonna have to Google it, but
hear me.
I gotta figure out Hold on, I'm about to find out because I gotta find this out.
So hear me out, Rick. Hear me out. We already established that Sammy is the one who keeping the bloodline afloat, correct? We already established that he is the most entertaining guy on TV for WWE right now, if not one of, he is. That's two major criteria he got. So if the bloodline turns on him and just whoops his ass in the middle of the ring, right? That is major heat with the bloodline. And the person at the cusp of that will be Roman Reigns. So what better way to get that revenge is to have Sammy beat Roman Reigns. And that at that point, the story already fits the bill. Or you have Sammy turn on Roman when he least expected, and then snatch it away from him. Because Roman, if you were to think about it, he was drinking the Kool-Aid from day one. The one person that was skeptical in the bloodline was Jey Uso.
I hear you, but I highly doubt Triple H is going to have Sammy carry the company with those belts.
Sammy can. He can.
I doubt it.
You said it yourself. The man is keeping the bloodline afloat, and the bloodline is the most
entertaining
group.
But that don't mean give them both the titles and carry a whole company.
But you just said if Cody loses, then who? Sammy is the other person.
Hell, give it to Seth. Give it to Seth.
I want y'all to keep this date in mind. I'm about to tell you what I think is going to happen. I want y'all to remember June 11th.
Okay.
What pay-per-view comes out around that time?
In June? Shit.
It ain't SummerSlam. SummerSlam is August. SummerSlam July and August.
Is it Hell in a Cell? No.
Well, Triple H doing away with that. He doing away with most of the gimmick pay-per-views.
Not King of the Ring.
No. Yeah, I think he might be bringing back King of the Ring as a pay-per-view, but Hell in a Cell is out. Money in the Bank is out.
Here's what I would do if I was Triple H. I'm saying June 11th. If you Google that date, you'll figure out what I'm talking about.
Is he talking about with Dusty?
That's when Dusty died.
Yeah.
That's when Cody gonna go for his run, I think. And he's gonna do his version of the Hard Times promo. That's just me. But hey, I could be wrong.
That's actually be pretty damn perfect. But is June 11th falling on a Saturday or on Sunday though?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked. I just looked at that date because I was trying.
If it is falling on a Saturday or a Sunday, we gotta look at a pay-per-view that falls on June.
Hold that thought. June 11th, you said, Max?
Yeah.
June 11th.
Sunday.
That's a Sunday?
Sunday, yep.
Okay.
I honestly didn't look at that, but that's just my feeling of what's gonna happen. Or what could possibly happen if you want to throw Cody in the mix.
Why not Seth?
Seth could be the other person. Seth could very well be the other person. It's a long tease. Now with Cody though, it's all about location though. It's like, what's bigger than WrestleMania? Nothing. So it's like Cody has to win at WrestleMania to get that.
No, he don't.
Like,
here's what I would do if I was Triple H. There may not even be a June pay-per-view, right?
Right.
Or it might be one of the ones he's doing away with.
Right.
Do the Great American Bash.
Wait, don't NXT has that? NXT got that.
They had War Games too.
Yeah, they got War Games, Halloween Havoc, and Great American Bash, I think.
And they had War Games too, and look what happened.
Yeah, they did move it.
There's nothing to move it. Who cares? It's not like we're gonna get mad.
Great American Bash in June, but you got to pick a right location. It got to be like outside or some shit.
Charlotte.
Yeah, it can be Charlotte
or Greensboro. If you really want to do it like that, Charlotte or Greensboro.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to that thought. I'm just all about the bigger moments because you already know how fans are.
If you really want to take it a step further, let's do it in Charlotte at the Panthers Stadium.
But I don't think they're gonna do that considering SummerSlam is 2 months away.
Do it, but I'm just saying, this is my dream here. I'm not saying this is gonna happen 100% the way I'm talking about it. Yeah. But that's what I would want to see.
Either that or Atlanta.
June.
He's from Georgia. I mean, he lives in Georgia.
Who?
Yeah.
Cody?
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Nah. You got to do, if you're going to do it in June, first of all, you got to do it where your dad cut his teeth at. He really cut his teeth in the Charlotte Greensboro area.
True.
And like I said, if you really want to take it a step further, get the Panther Stadium and have an outdoor show. Perfect for June, because the weather is not that bad in Charlotte in June.
No, not bad at all, actually, by any stretch of the imagination. Now, I mean, Survivor Series was definitely a very good show. I mean, obviously,
women still carrying the company,
right? And I think I really did enjoy Full Gear as well, because not only did they have one, not two, but three women's matches on that pay-per-view, but MJF going over and William Regal doing William Regal things.
Well, before we get to that, how do you feel about Max's girl?
Who?
Say that one more time.
So God told you were saying something you should.
The mic cut you off. The mic cut you off, Thanos Rick. The mic cut you off. Say it again. What you got?
I don't think he know his mic off.
I think your mic off. Yeah, you might have to hit your mic.
It worked. It worked. Right.
So what'd you say? Because we didn't hear you.
Your girl Becky's back. How you feel about that, Max?
Becky Lynch?
Mm-hmm. She won't stand away from long, Max.
They like babyface. Babyface Becky. Yeah. I'm not so sure. I don't have any feelings about it. I don't care either way.
So you cool? So you cool?
I already know what's gonna happen.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, you help Bianca now, and then you try to take her title later.
Wait. I will say, I feel like Bianca's going to hold that title until WrestleMania, and I think the person she probably will face is either Rhea or Charlotte. And then have her beat Charlotte.
I would have her beat Rhea. You saying if you're gonna if Charlotte comes back, you got to send her to SmackDown. Don't keep her on Raw. You got to spread out the talent. You already got Becky, you got Bayley, you got Bianca, and Rhea all on Raw. Why would you bring a fifth lady? And we still don't know what's gonna happen with Sasha.
Nah, because Bianca and Charlotte been doing this number right here around each other.
Yeah, but who's to say Bianca's doing? But who's to say Bianca's gonna win at WrestleMania? Who's to say?
I would say she need to win at WrestleMania. Now, if it's Rhea, then Rhea probably gonna beat her for that belt.
Because Bianca had that belt for a while. So I don't know. Maybe time for her to lose. I hate to say that. You know what I'm saying? But
you want to see your dream of her and Charlotte getting together.
I want to see that.
I mean, Max, why not? Why not, Max? I mean, they Charlotte and Bianca are two of the biggest, best right now.
So it's like playing every other year, not this year, but every other year in the SEC. The SEC is always top heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Max, come on now. But Max, come on now. Who do people want to see? Now it's your boys, Alabama and Georgia. We don't want to see Alabama and LSU. We don't want to see Alabama and Kentucky or the Gamecocks. It's Georgia and Alabama. People will pay big money to see them every time. Every time, Max. Every time. So what are we talking about?
Still too top heavy, man. You got two shows. If you only had one show,
nobody cares, Max. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Well, I get what he's saying though, because you got Bianca, Becky, Bayley, and if you put Charlotte there, there's literally nobody over there that SmackDown except for Ronda.
But who else? But who has the stature? Now, fellas, this is WrestleMania. This ain't no SummerSlam. It ain't. Nah, it's WrestleMania.
Gotcha.
Charlotte can carry a WrestleMania, and so can Bianca. So can Bianca.
Titles.
No doubt.
There's a SmackDown Women's title and there's a Raw Women's title. So you need to have top heavy on both ends. But
there you go.
if Ronda is still there, because chances are Ronda's gonna hold that title until Mania. But so
nobody's there to challenge her.
There's nobody there to chat except for Shayna Baszler, and that can lead to a great story.
It'll lead to a great story, but a boring match.
I don't know about a boring match because they probably beat the shit out of each other.
Shayna is not a good worker. Now she'll kick your ass. Like she does.
Worker? They just put in bad spots. Like you got to think about what the spots that she's been put in.
She's decent. She ain't terrible, Max.
See, decent doesn't carry a WrestleMania. You don't talk
saw
about
NXT though, right? You seen her in NXT, right?
Yeah.
Like she was Asuka level on
NXT. She do her thing.
Yeah, she got put in bad spots. And
has Goldberg not taught you guys anything?
Goldberg ain't Shayna Baszler. Hey, listen.
You can put somebody in a main event match or a main event type of match, but you're not gonna get a good match.
Okay, fellas. How about this, fellas? Follow me.
All right.
Mandy.
Yeah.
What? I'm about to
let's move her up main roster because clearly she's ready. Clearly.
She's what? Is she the longest reigning NXT women's
champion? I believe so.
Second longest, one or two. Or she
I believe so.
Well, I think two things need to happen.
She's ready, bro. She's ready.
I'll go with Mandy.
Move her to SmackDown.
But I think you need to bring Amber Moon back. That
ain't happening, cuz. That ain't happening. Cuz
she ain't happening. She got hurt. She didn't burn her bridge. She got hurt.
Well, no, she ain't burn her bridge. No, but I know that shit. They ain't gonna happen.
No,
she ain't burn the bridge, but they ain't happening.
I think she's
gonna be at Final Battle at Ring of Honor for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship, and she turned heel too, because she choking people out in the ring, and she hit Aubrey in the face.
Perfect. Don't do. So when she ready to come on home, you turn her heel. She's coming back one day.
She ain't coming back.
No, NXT has a few girls that they can bring up. What's old girl named the blonde, the real thick one?
Nikita Lyons. I know he.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
She don't have a personality. Look good. I mean,
because she was actually going to be in the tag team tournament, but something happened.
She got hurt.
She got hurt. Yeah, she got hurt.
Decent in the ring wise. Good looking.
Oh, she can wrestle. She's good.
Yeah, she ain't ready yet though.
Why not?
You gotta develop a personality. She ain't got one yet.
Oh, okay.
You got her. Shayna Baszler is her, but she looks better than Shayna.
Shayna got. I mean,
I'm
high on Shayna, man. I'm real high on Shayna. Like Shayna is a goddamn killer.
I'm not saying you be, but it's the same move set. Karate kicks, punches, strikes, UFC type stuff. Only thing you get with Nikita is she looks better. If she can get a
Ronda against each other, that's like Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. They're gonna beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah. So if you can get Nikita to get a personality, now you got Shayna Baszler times 2 because she looks good and she has a personality and she's got a gimmick we can run with.
So what do you think, Max? Heel a bit or face for Nikita?
Heel.
Well, no, I tell you what, let's scratch that. Let's blur the lines a little bit. You don't know what it is. She just does what she want to do, like Stone Cold.
Okay. All right.
Stone Cold was a face.
No, he wasn't. He blurred the lines constantly.
Yeah, he was a face.
He didn't start out that way.
He was a face.
He didn't start out that way.
No, you like face Stone Cold, but Stone Cold was never a face nor a heel. He was in the middle. He was Switzerland.
I don't get that, Max. I don't get it.
It was a gray area. He was so during the Attitude Era, there was a lot of blurred lines. And
I mean, he was a bad boy, sure.
He was a bad boy.
But,
so the bad boy gimmick actually blurred the lines between heel and face, especially when the NWO came out, because they was cool. Because the simple fact that they was cool, even though you know they bad guys, I kind of like you because you cool. Same thing with DX, same thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin, same thing with The Rock. There was never like each say your prayers, take your vitamins type babyface. There never was that. So,
but we didn't hate him though.
Yeah. So, but the people we hated was the people that we supposed to like, and that was the baby faces. Because we turned on Brett like that.
Who turned on Brett?
The minute he faced Austin, and Austin never tapped out, and he was bleeding across the face, and Brett never let him go. That's the minute we turned on Brett.
Oh, Brett was healed when he did that.
No.
Yes,
That
No.
when we turned
No.
Brett was healed when he did that.
Yeah, he did that. But look, go back to that match. Was it WrestleMania 13, right?
No, what I'm saying is Brett was a heel before that match because he was doing the whole Canadian is better than American thing, and he had the new Heart Foundation.
What's that then? Because I thought that's when he started the feud with Shawn. I think that's when that happened.
No, they were already there because if I'm not mistaken, Neidhart was there, British Bulldog was there, and they were trying to do the whole new Heart Foundation.
Yeah, I remember Stone Cold's program.
I don't recall turning on Brett.
What the hell is that?
I don't remember that. I don't remember turning.
Go back to WrestleMania. Was it 13? Yeah, go back to WrestleMania 13. When he didn't let that man go from the sharpshooter, the fans went, "Yeah, that was it. That was really the turning point."
I don't know.
Because Austin never tapped out. He just passed out.
I know.
And that was Austin's defining moment at that point, other than 316, obviously.
I don't know. I'm just saying, if you bring Mandy up, she'll be great for SmackDown. You know, we can get rid of Ronda. I think she can go.
Oh God.
I think they got to do something with that show because I know they probably sitting at Fox having meetings like we paid all this money for this show.
No, they don't give a shit because
I don't think Ronda's good.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because it is Ronda Rousey. As long as Ronda Rousey's on TV, or Charlotte Flair's on TV, or Brock Lesnar's on TV, and it's on Fox, it don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Ronda ain't good, man.
Ronda is good, but she's 10 times better as a heel. Because I think where she got put in a bad spot, where she's, was smiling all the time, slapping hands and stuff like that. That's not her at her core. Her at her core is I can beat your ass and you can't do shit about it. That is her core.
Ronda's stale.
How's she stale? I don't think she's stale. I think she was put in a bad spot.
She's not exciting. She's not like she's not exciting to me. Ronda can.
You got to put up against somebody that. You got to put her up against. All right, look at the opponents that she's faced on her debut. She faced Stephanie and Triple H. She had perfect people across from her.
Still, why would you send Charlotte to Raw then?
Yeah, that's why you need Charlotte over there because she needs an opponent. She needs an opponent that can be as elevated as her. If she's going up against nothing against Shotzi, because I really do love Shotzi Blackheart. But nobody in their right mind was going to think like, hey, Shotzi's going to beat Ronda Rousey here, especially with Shayna Baszler on her side. So that made, and on top of that, if you look at that match placement where she was in Survivor Series, I think did she follow AJ Styles and Finn Balor? Was that after that?
Well, not only that, again, Mandy's not going to get you excited for SmackDown.
Yes, she will.
No, she won't.
Mandy's the biggest thing on NXT right now. She can carry SmackDown, bro. She can carry SmackDown.
Okay. How many times have we seen the biggest thing on NXT get called up only to fizzle out?
But they ain't their fault.
Because they did my guy wrong. I was so
Rude.
happy.
Robert Roode.
Oh God.
Robert Roode.
I was so mad when they signed him and
it's the booking. It was the booking. It ain't had nothing to do with the wrestlers themselves. It's like, and people used to say that, like, oh, well, they transitioned from NXT over to the main roster, they didn't make it. And I'm like, well, look at where they're at. So if you look at like with Ronda and Shotzi, their match placement was in a very bad spot. I mean, Triple H even said it. He was like, they put in a precarious spot on the match placement, and they did exceptionally well from where they was at. So the best spots to be at on the pay-per-view is your first match and your last match. Those are the best ones. If you ain't opening, you damn sure better be closing. Now, as far as opening and closing, though, I feel like MJF is getting to his defining moments himself. What y'all think?
MJF.
Yeah, especially what he did on Wednesday night.
I honestly, I saw that. Okay, unpopular opinion. I know he talked a lot of crap about when my contract up, I'm going to WWE.
Yeah, bidding war 2024.
I hope he doesn't.
No, he don't do that. I think he's shooting unless something happens. But he says it's what I said about heels, and he said it verbatim. He said, "Listen, you ain't about to see me wrestle here every damn week. You're gonna pay to see me wrestle, and you know what? You ain't gonna do shit about it, but pay to see me lose. And guess what's gonna happen? I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna lose. That's heel shit right there. Now, at the same time, he kind of put himself in a bad spot because, like, in a sense, you saying you are the draw, right? So if you don't sell out, they kind of put you in a bad spot. But I will say he's not the most popular guy in AEW. Chris Jericho is, but at the same time,
I don't think we look at that from a standpoint of selling out, because AEW, even though it's probably hemorrhaging money, it's never been looked at as sports entertainment, even though we know what it is.
Yeah.
Sports entertainment has always been that excuse to take your money and give you a half-ass show.
Yeah. And AEW always give you a bang for your buck for your pay-per-views now. If you're paying $50, you're going to watch this shit for about 4.5 hours. Like, you're going to get your money's worth. And I can't even say they're hemorrhaging money. I can't say that either, because their revenue is looking pretty damn good as far as, like, merchandise sales and all that.
They're not doing the crowds they used to do.
Just from what I'm seeing on TV, like, it's the crowd's looking pretty damn good, though.
Man, Tony got to get a good booking team and get the Cucamonga kids and Kenny Ashad out the way.
Kenny Ashad? What you talking about? You talking about the Bucks and Kenny Omega?
Yeah.
You know what? Unpopular opinion. You know,
terrible bookers.
Unpopular opinion. MJF can leave.
And what the hell are you talking about? Go the fuck where? Leave where? To go where?
Let Triple H have him.
Why?
You know what? On that note, I'm out.
Oh my God. You just said some wild shit just now, man.
That's why I said unpopular opinion.
That's a very unpopular opinion.
That's a very unpopular opinion. Why would you let your top heel?
What is MJF doing under Tony? Like, what am I seeing that we haven't seen before?
He is a world champion, and this is his first major title. This is his first singles title, period, in AEW.
That is what he's doing.
Okay.
And he's doing more. And honestly, he is a pillar. He is one of the pillars of AEW when it first came
out. Now what?
Why would you let one of your pillars out there?
Now what?
That's the point. That's the question there.
What are you doing now?
You already okay.
Haven't faced what? Who? Chris Jericho?
No. See, that's how I know you. That's how I know you've been watching it every week, because Ricky Starks has been the one who won the World Title Eliminator tournament.
Congrats.
He is the next opponent for
congratulations.
Which he is another pillar for.
Congratulations.
MJF. Now, from that standpoint, you can go from Ricky Starks to Bryan Danielson, because everybody's saying Bryan Danielson is the best wrestler in the world until MJF beats him, and that is his defining moment when he beats Bryan Danielson.
Okay.
Now, the very last person he should face was the person he rattled off, which was the first person he said was Eddie Kingston, because everybody loves Eddie Kingston, and that's way down the line. So literally, we got 3 to 4 opponents for him over the course of a year, and there's only 4 to 5 pay-per-views a year for MJF. He's fine. The story wrote itself, because if you look at what Chris Jericho has been doing with him, even Punk, what he's been doing with him, or anybody else has been doing with him, and how people was touting him even on shows, and how he does not turn his shit off even when he's not on TV. Like this, he is a master of his craft at a very young age. He's in his 20s, like his mid-20s or something like that.
Early 20s, I thought.
Early 20s.
23.
Like, when the last time you ever heard someone in their early 20s like being that great on the mic like that? I'll wait.
I don't want him to go to WWE though. To be honest, I don't,
Right.
because he's bringing back. I'll say this: AEW should be the ones having the shows on Techwood. Imagine Tony Schiavone and MJF in that little studio, bringing back what we used to see on at 6:05 every Saturday
On TBS. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is a heel guy. Like, you don't know. He done heel shit. Like when he
No, I love MJF.
Yeah.
Don't get me twisted. I love MJF. I just don't love Tony.
Oh,
Khan?
I get it. Tony. Yeah,
Max, do you get me now? He don't, but Max, do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. This is what's gonna happen. The Cucamonga kids and Kenny Ashat gonna come up and like Kenny gonna be like, oh, I want the title back. Let's book it to where I win. He gonna pull a Kevin Nash against Goldberg, and that's what. And Tony gonna go for it because he trusts them more than anybody in the whole organization.
But Kenny ain't a booker though. Neither are the Bucks.
I don't.
What does that say?
They're not the bookers. They like there's on record by other wrestlers, including Chris Jericho. They are not bookers. Bro. The only person that books is Tony, and Kenny is busy with New Japan. Like, you know, he's wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom this January, right?
He'll be back.
Wrestling for the IWGP US title, and FTR is over there at Wrestle Kingdom too.
He'll be back.
All that. And not to mention, they in a 7-match series with Pac and the Lucha Brothers for the Trio Championship belt.
You keep saying that like that it ain't 365 days in a year.
True. But if you're doing a 7-match series, which I'm pretty sure that the Bucks and Kenny will end up winning.
Here's what I'm saying, E.
You can't say they did good work when they showed up 9 weeks later.
Kenny is liable to pull a Kevin Nash and get in Tony's ear and says, hey, it's time for me to have another run with the belt. And he will effectively kill MJ. All the work MJF has done up to that point, he will effectively kill it.
So I'm going to ask you this. When did AEW start?
Don't recall, because I know Cody and him started it together.
Yeah, so that we looking at what, 3 years ago? But yeah, about 3 years ago.
Close to 4 for the pandemic.
Yeah, that's before the pandemic. Yeah, it's before the pandemic. 18?
They've been on television for like 2.
So it's like what, 2018?
Yeah.
Okay, so when Kenny and the Bucks showed up on AEW television, they wasn't winning any titles. Matter of fact, as I recall, it was actually losing matches. And it took like a year and a half, maybe like the second year, before Kenny even touched the title, touched the major title. And then at that point when he dropped it to someone that was going to carry the company anyway. When they went missing after the whole Punk situation and they came back, their debut match 9 weeks later, they lost, which nobody thought that was going to happen, but they lost. They ain't even lost once, but they lost twice, 2 in a row. Damn near almost lost the match this last night. So I can't say they're going to be Kenny Omega going to be the Kevin Nash, because he ain't doing none of those things. He hasn't displayed any of those behaviors since he's been in AEW. Like, at all. Like, anybody that has beaten him, they have had a nice career, and they have an ongoing career. Now, MJF never faced Kenny Omega before, so you got a like laundry list of guys that MJF can actually rattle off and beat off, which could be the fans' favorite guys. Bryan Danielson being one of them, saying we call him the best wrestler in the world because Bryan Danielson.
And he'll lose. Bryan Danielson will lose.
Yeah, he would, as he should. I mean, if you look, okay.
I don't care. I don't care about any of this. MJF, I don't like Tony. I don't trust Tony. MJF, I don't see where this is heading with MJF and his company.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying.
I don't get it.
When Kenny Bucks left, the major leaders in the locker room was 3 people: Moxley, Danielson, Jericho. Those 3 has been grooming MJF. He already knocked off one in Moxley. Moxley has not touched him since. The next person on the list is Danielson. At that point, they are elevating MJF. That's just what it is. They're elevating this dude. Like Bunsen and Kenny ain't got nothing to do with that.
What Thanos Rick is saying that your boy is like that drunk uncle who goes sober for a little while, but you always look at like you gonna fuck it up. You gonna fuck it up.
But when did they ever fuck up? When did they ever fuck it up though?
That's Tony. Tony is the drunk uncle. He gets sober for a little while. Even get a job.
At what point? Because we talking about Kenny and the Bus though. At one point, did they ever say they screwed over like a younger talent? When did they ever do that in AEW?
I just don't trust Kenny Omega, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, you like Kenny more than me and Max, apparently.
Definitely.
But
you know what I'm saying?
What is the concrete evidence of him fucking somebody over in AEW? When did he do that?
I didn't say he did. I just don't like him. I don't trust him.
But so you're saying he's going to do it, but there's no evidence of him doing it in the past. Like we could, like people come at Kevin Nash or whatever about booking or all that stuff.
I'll be honest with you. I think MJF will reach his ceiling in AEW sooner rather than later.
I think MJF gonna bring more eyes to the product because matter of fact, he's already doing movies already, actually. That's why he wasn't on TV last week. He's gonna bring more eyes to the product.
What I'm saying is MJF is gonna hit his ceiling sooner rather than later, and it's gonna get stale under Tony.
I don't think he's gonna hit that ceiling because he ain't gonna hit that ceiling. It's too many layers that he has, and
that's what I'm saying.
Anytime
that's what I'm saying.
Anytime you think he reached a layer, he always uncovers the other part of the ceiling. Like,
but that's on
he's at a ceiling. He's always do something else.
But that's on MJF. I'm talking about the company AEW. I think MJF is going to outgrow AEW. That's what I'm really trying to say. And like Max was saying, it's going to be some funny shit that happen, and it's going to be all fucked. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like,
the only thing funny that's going to happen if, God forbid, which I seriously doubt, that MJF will get hurt. I mean, what you think he's going to do in WWE if you want him to go to WWE so bad? Like,
I think Triple H will work magic with MJF.
Oh, have him win the world title at WrestleMania or some shit?
No,
like that?
I'm not saying that. I just think from a creative standpoint, again, I trust Hunter over Tony.
But you know you're not going to get the same MJF because the MJF that talks on AEW, he can't do none of that shit on WWE.
Yes,
he can't talk like that.
You mean what? You mean what? Curse words? Curse words?
Not just that, but his edgy nature or him pushing people in the crowd because he does that. Like he actually touches crowd members.
Here's what's gonna have to happen. MJF has got to come at the right time. The right time for him is when Roman goes and finally decides to make movies.
But that was MJF doing. He's making movies too. That's why he wasn't on TV last week because he was filming a movie.
But now it's not what I'm talking about. If you got him and Roman in the same place at the same time, it doesn't work.
You're right. So if he's there at the same time, yeah, you're saying it's not going to work. But MJF is at the top of the food chain in AEW. If I'm in his shoes, I'm in a new company. Why the fuck would I go over to a new company that's already established where I got opportunity to elevate this company to put in the same vein to say, hey, I'm the person that actually did that. That's I mean, it's kind of like this. I heard on
Cody did. Cody did.
Cody did it for his daddy.
And Cody left. And where is he at now?
Cody left on his own accord. And Tony, in all intents and purposes, could have kept Cody there because on the contract, he could have just kept him there.
But Cody wanted to leave, right?
He wanted to leave, but that don't mean Tony gonna say, hey, you can go. He made that decision. Hey, if you want to do it, that's good. On you. Good on you. I got no animosity towards you at that point. He could very well say, Tony said, no, you stay in your ass here because the contract states you stay here.
I mean,
he could do about it.
I'm pretty sure there were some doubters when Cody went back to WWE. I'm pretty sure people were saying some shit and it didn't turn out the way people thought. But Cody got hurt. You know what I'm saying? And people love Cody. People love Cody back in WWE. So
if I remember correctly,
who's saying what happened with MJF? I think the fans will go ape shit if MJF shows up on a Raw or a SmackDown. People will go ape shit.
If I remember correctly, and I could be 100% wrong, when Cody took over like EVP duties, he felt like there was a lot more left in the tank as far as him wrestling wise. He said he probably will revisit the executive role again, but that's not for him right now. And all for him to do that or do what he's going to do, yeah, WWE, because Dusty never was world champion WWE, and then when he was champion, they snatched it away like that same day, if I remember correctly, Max. But
in the 70s, he beat superstar Billy Graham.
Right, and didn't they snatch the title away from him? Some jazz like that.
It was some kind of phantom rule they made up, but yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, it's like a phantom rule. So it's kind of like him righting the wrong because Dusty was supposed to be champion there. I mean, when you think about it, once they are honoring Dusty at this point with him inventing war games and all this other stuff. But remember when he was in WCW, he was very, very prominent. The moment he went over to WWE, they put polka dots on it. So, which to me and the Max and you, I'm like, that was an atrocity. I'm like, this is Dusty Rhodes right here, man. This is the American freaking dream.
I'm telling you what's gonna happen, man. I'm telling you, I already know what's gonna happen. Triple H either gonna bring back the Great American Bash or he gonna bring back Starrcade, and that's when Cody gonna get his shot.
Right.
I'm leaning more towards the Great American Bash because it's a summertime thing, and it's around the time when Dusty passed. But that's.
Like I said,
yeah, but you have SummerSlam. You have SummerSlam though, Max.
That's August.
How about
yeah.
that?
What, July? August? Yeah, August.
SummerSlam is August.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
the Great American Bash in June. Still got 2 months before SummerSlam to build a whole new plethora of ideas.
yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, I'd rather see Starrcade, to be honest. I'd rather see Starrcade.
Starrcade's at Christmas time.
I know.
Starrcade is really Christmas.
Starrcade is
MJF have a golden opportunity to elevate AEW to higher heights than what it already is. And if I'm in his shoes and I know I got the opportunity to do that with another wrestling company that don't have WWE on the name, I'm gonna take that shot first before anything else, before I'm gonna join over here. Especially if I got that opportunity. That it's like just like with Kenny and the Bucks bet on themselves because they were offered very lucrative contracts with WWE and they said no. And we're gonna try to do our own thing. And that's what they did. And here comes AEW. You know what I mean? So AEW is the alternative, but I saw MJF for who he was when I first saw him on TV. The very first time I saw him on TV, I'm like, this dude is drawing ire from like this anger from this crowd. And I haven't seen that in a wrestler in a very long time. And it's not like go away heat. It's like, I don't like you. I want somebody to beat your ass type of heat.
And I want to, because I'm pissed off about it. Every time I watch AEW, I'm mad because I was an advocate for this dude, but I think they should have signed the other guy who looks like him and just as good a wrestler. Have y'all ever seen Willie Mack wrestle?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been in Keith Lee's spot. We keep giving Keith Lee all this love, and he just underwhelming, man. I'm sorry.
Huh? How?
I'm over Keith Lee. Like, he had so much promise when I was first exposed to him 2 years ago before COVID. Now I'm just like, man, I would have rather have seen Willie Mack. Because at least I knew I was getting a good match.
You talking to Keith Lee that moves like a cruiserweight Keith Lee, right?
Yeah.
that Keith Lee, right?
Yeah, that Keith Lee.
Bask in my glory Keith Lee, right? That man.
That Keith Lee. You can say what you want. He moves like a cruise.
He does. I ain't never seen a big man move like that since Bam Bam Bigelow.
Man, let's be honest. Keith Lee is the Lamar Jackson of wrestling.
He already had gold around his waist twice, I think. Yeah. Twice.
Yeah. And Lamar Jackson got what? 2 MVPs?
Yeah, but he actually had gold around his waist. Like it wasn't like
in the big one.
How you figure he don't win the big one? How you figure?
When has Keith Lee been a world champ?
No, he never been a world champ.
He's never going to be one.
Well, I mean, but who created that dynamic though?
Not with AEW, he won't.
How you figure that?
He won't.
Man,
like okay, this man done went.
You know that
through COVID.
You know he ain't gonna win the title in AEW. You know that. Come on, man, stop.
You don't know that.
Yes, we do. We know that.
You don't know that.
He ain't
Come
gonna
on
win
now.
the AEW.
You don't know that. How you don't know that? How you
Okay.
don't know that? How you
All
know
right.
that? How
All
you
right.
know that for sure?
All right.
What proof do you have
All right.
on your desk right now?
So he gonna beat MJF for that title?
Who say he's gonna be MJF? I don't know about that. He could have. He could be. He could be the guy. He could be the guy. The man already had gold around his waist, like as a tag team champion. And you can't diminish that tag team titles on AEW because it's just as important as a tag team champion. It's not like this is like a mid-card type of title. Like, this ain't WWE. It's totally two different dynamics. And I think sometimes we mix the two and put the mentality on from one to the other. I mean, he been tag team champion, man. He been running it for a few months before they dropped it to the Acclaim, which is the more popular tag team. Then you got FTR right there. Then right now, Keith Lee is in some sort of situation with Swerve, because Swerve been doing underhanded shit, and Keith Lee ain't with that. I mean,
Big whoop. Big whoop.
Keith Lee has been on TV consistently.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing for sure is he hasn't been on TV consistently when he was on Raw. He was not. And then he left and he came back. They put another gimmick on him. And this after weeks or whatever not being there. And when he shows up, he gets choked out. Just piss people off. But now it's like we still ain't satisfied that we seeing this man every week on TV to build him up. It's like instant gratification, man. That's where we at. We at instant gratification. Can we wait to the point that when he gets this title, like, oh, this is what this is? Like, MJF hasn't won a singles title up until a couple weeks ago. That's his first singles title. So he literally been built up from this time period. Adam Hangman Page literally been built up to be world champion. Like, steps to this shit, the levels to this shit. And everybody that's been world champion before these young guys became champion were guys that was well established to bring more prestige to that world title, because nobody ever heard of the AEW world title before. So if you're going to have someone hold the title, you better have somebody that is already established to hold these damn things. So whenever somebody beat them for that title, that makes it more important. We done talked about this. We literally talked about this, because remember, you was upset that Chris Jericho won the AEW world title first. But I'm like, who knows? Other than us, who knows Hangman Page on the world standpoint? Not many. Everybody know who Chris Jericho is. Everybody know who Kenny Omega is. Everybody know who Jon Moxley is. So when Adam Page beat one of those guys, makes it matter even more. Or when MJF beats one of those guys, it makes it matter even more. So when Keith Lee eventually wins it, or if he wins the TNT title, because that's also an important title, because Samoa Joe's holding it. And I feel like Samoa Joe's going to hold that title for a while, because he just won that bitch. And he already called himself the king of television. So he already doing open challenges and yoking people out. This man is holding 2 titles. Samoa Joe. 2 titles. And you want MJF to move the WWE, man. Why? You gotta, if you had a shot, Rick, I'm gonna ask you, if you had a shot, if you're in a new wrestling company and you had a shot to elevate this wrestling company to a height that has never seen, or just pack your bags and just run over to a company that's already there, what would you choose? Knowing that you got an opportunity.
I'm going Triple H.
Oh, so you're not gonna just say, hey, I can bring this here versus I'm gonna just go over here.
I'm going to Triple H.
That's a missed opportunity.
I'm going to the established machine that works.
Oh, all right.
That's been working since before we were born.
And now, there was a period where it wasn't working, and it took some people to stay with this sinking ship to elevate it. And I'm talking about Austin, Rock, H.
Yeah, but
because there was 83 weeks of getting their ass whooped on TV. And there's been always talk about we were in danger of going out of business if something did not change. They could have just said, I'm gonna pack my shit and go to WCW.
He stopped, because every major big business has gone through hard times. and they all bounced back.
Okay. You said it bounced back. So WWE at the point in time during the Monday Night Wars never been through this type of competition before because they have been the staple. They met up with WCW, and at that point, for 83 weeks straight, they was getting whooped in the ratings to the point they was in danger of being out of business. That was actual fact. They never dealt with this before, ever, because they were number one for a very long time. So if you see somebody that's like that and they creeping up on you and they're doing it for 83 weeks straight, and it's been said by multiple sources, multiple wrestlers from both ends, they were in danger of going out of business unless something changed. And when they went to the Attitude Era off of talking events and everything else, they decided to stay with a sinking ship to further elevate. I'm not saying AEW is a sinking ship by any means. It's any stretch of the situation. But what Austin's doing, what Rock was doing, what H was doing, what Undertaker was doing with Raw at the time, that they weren't number one at the time. This is what MJF is doing. He's taking that opportunity because he got the belt on him.
Yeah, but you're forgetting one important factor. Who were behind those wrestlers? Who had to okay everything? Who's the team? It takes a team to keep a business afloat.
Yeah.
Who says
Tony don't have a team though?
It ain't just the wrestlers. That's why when me and Max were saying about Tony, I don't trust Tony. I don't trust his team. I don't trust that back room. I trust Hunter and his team over Tony and his team. That's why I'm like MJF. I think MJF would be better with the better team, which is Hunter and WWE over Tony and his team.
Okay, so his team.
Take the wrestlers out of it. Look at the team.
This is the team.
Behind the scenes, the back room, the executives, all of that. I trust Hunter and that empire, that machine, over Tony's little whatever you want to call that.
So Tony's team.
Great wrestlers. AEW has great wrestlers. Great wrestlers. But again, I don't trust Tony. I don't trust the booking. He lets the rest I don't trust it. And I think how Tony's running it, I don't think it's good. I don't think it will last unless Tony makes changes.
His team, who has some sort of executive role, it is Chris Jericho, which he is that person. You got people like Arn Anderson. You got people like Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, Taz, people that have been in the game for years, longer than Triple H has. So that is his team. You can't say that ain't his team if that is his team. That's his team. You can't.
And where do they come from? Where do they come from?
Territories. NWA, WCW. They ain't come from WWE. If that's what you're trying to get at, because
but they started. They made their bones under Vince. They got big under Vince.
No, they were big before Vince. Arn Anderson was big before.
Not Vince. Not as big without Vince.
Actually, Arn wasn't big in WWE at all.
I can make that case that Jim Ross and everyone else were, William Regal, those guys Arn is the exception. I'll give you that. But everyone else, they made their money under Vince and under that staple.
Regal was pretty big in WCW too, because he was a multi-time champion. Jim Ross was hopping places. He was in WWE.
I think Regal had a bigger run under Vince. I truly believe that.
If you think about it, if you say bigger run, especially if they were the only wrestling company that was running, of course you would be.
There was a few companies running. There was a few companies. Vince was the only show in town.
No, hold on. You say a few companies. I'm talking about a few companies that was on WWE's level of $1 billion, like millions of dollars. Nobody, except for WCW. And when WCW ain't there no more, you got no choice but to be the only show in town. Yeah, you got TNA, which was creeping up there until it went this, but you got that.
That ain't Vince's fault.
I know that ain't Vince's fault. But I'm saying if you're the only wrestling company there, of course you're gonna get most of your notoriety if you're the only wrestling company there. Like that's kind of like an unfair statement there. But you can't say one team is better than the other because some of the people that Triple H learned from are some of them are with him now, and some of them are at AEW. I mean, yeah, Tony has endless pockets. He got more money than Vince. Period. You know, by the numbers, he has more money. He can buy rights to certain songs and music and stuff like that for certain wrestlers. Got the time or whatever. They don't do tours. They wrestle Wednesday and Fridays. They have the freedom to actually go to other companies to wrestle. They have a lighter schedule, and which Triple H is actually in the guys are doing because wrestlers want to be home for Christmas and getting rid of most of these pay-per-views that's kind of like needless, like Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Like, why we got that? For what? Why is there a pay-per-view just saying Hell in a Cell?
I like Hell in a Cell, actually.
I like Hell in a Cell when it make goddamn sense, where there's enough animosity between two wrestlers where it ends in Hell in a Cell versus there's a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. We got to put two people in the ring in the cell. That's
just bad booking, but I like Hell in a Cell. Like that pay-per-view. I
like the match.
I like the pay-per-view. I think it's good. Like I think it's good. They just have to book it better.
But that means it was terrible if it wasn't booked right.
I don't think Triple H should get rid of it though.
Oh, he got rid of that bitch. He got rid of that bitch. Because think about it. Like, it's like you forcibly putting two people in Hell in a Cell where it don't make sense. And then Hell in a Cell been watered down since after Triple H and Batista. In the Hell in a Cell match, what are you expecting out of a Hell in a Cell match? Blood, pretty much blood. I mean, it's a blood feud. Like, you're going to get your ass beat in there. You got skin ripped, some shit like that. Elimination Chamber, same deal. I think the best Elimination Chamber match is the one Shawn Michaels won.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
You know what I mean? So, like with War Games, I mean, like where Blood and Guts, like with Blood and Guts, AEW got Blood and Guts, which is basically War Games. That's basically what that is. It just couldn't get the naming rights. But with Blood and Guts, you're gonna get that. You're gonna bleed. That's what you're gonna do. But these are two different entities, though. You got AEW and WWE. They are two different entities. Can't say one better than the other. Just one is the alternative over the other. When you're pissed off at one, you jump on the other.
I'm pro Empire. This is true.
Yes, you are pro Empire, and many times the Empire has pissed you off to no end. And you have texted me, Erskine, I'm fucking pissed off. I'm like, why? You didn't get what you want? I tell you, you could have watched something else. There's other alternatives for stuff that you like, but no, you're a glutton for punishment. You're glutton for punishment. I'll be warning you about it. I'll be warning you. I'll be like, yo, don't do it. Don't do it. This might happen.
You're warning me.
Warning. I don't want to see nobody interfere in matches. Well, you got NWA. They don't, they hardly ever do that. But check it, listeners, man. That's our show for today, man. This is not a bad way to start. Actually, we actually get Matt's call in, and things will definitely get better. Better lighting, but give us your thoughts. We will be back next week, and we will be back on Podbean. So if you follow us at Orange Phoenix Media on Instagram, and you go to www.orangephoenixmedia.com, you can check out our magazine, which the latest edition of Orange Phoenix magazine will drop today. All right. So if you go to orangephoenixmedia.com and you also go to patreon.com/Orange Phoenix, you can subscribe for only $5 a month. Now, Thanos Rick, you got anything else for the listeners out there?
This was a great show on Zoom. Check out the YouTube. It's coming. The visuals are coming. Check out, I may be doing some writing soon on Wonder Twins and how great they are. How great the Wonder Twins are. So look out for that.
Under the James Gunn regime, I'm not surprised if Wonder Twins come back.
And, that's it for me, man. Just watch out for Wonder Twins. We coming. We're coming back.
Activate.
We're coming back.
You're a Wonder Twin? You're a Wonder Twin?
Hey, man. You hate. You laugh and you joke and you giggle, but we coming. We coming. Wonder Twins is coming back, man. It ain't the end. It ain't the end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know with James Gunn, you might see some Wonder Twins, man. Might see it on Peacemaker. Might see some Wonder Twins on Peacemaker.
We coming back, man. We coming back. We coming back.
Yep. All right, man. Till next time, y'all. Peace.
We out.